Welcome to the Reiser Virtual Cheese Awards 2026, showcasing the best of British and Irish cheese. My name is Cara, and I'm going to be moderating this session. This session, we are judging Class A4, which is hard cheese. No, we're not. I do apologise. We're judging Class A20. A4 was earlier today. I'd now like to introduce our two cheese judges, Charlotte and Charlie. Charlotte, would you like to go first?
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I've been a food writer for over 20 years, with a specialism in cheese. You might know me from Specialty Food Magazine or from the Great British Food Magazine teams.
Thank you. And over to you, Charlie.
My name is Charlie Turnbull. I had my own cheese shop in Dorset for 15 years, and I'm now working with the Academy of Cheese, teaching cheese nationally and globally.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. The judges are going to use a point system for scoring against 4 different attributes. There is a total of 50 points to be won for each cheese. The scoring system this year has changed to ensure that we are rewarding cheese-making excellence within the class and not just the winning cheese. The points will be appearance from 10, aroma from 10, texture from 10, and flavour from 20. Cheese scoring 45 points and above will be allocated a gold. 40 and above up to 44 will be a silver. And 30 above to 39 is a bronze. The highest scoring cheese, and this year there can be only one, will go through to the live Supreme Final on the 17th of June. We have 13 cheeses to judge in the cheese made from farm own herd cow category. One of our judges only has 9 of them, so we'll be assisting the other judge in helping this process through. We're going to start with cheese A20 1022.
I'm just putting this up to the camera so that... Oh, Charlie, you've got this one.
Yeah, I've got this one.
Oh, perfect. I was just really showing it to you there.
One of you show the rind. Oh, thanks, Charlotte.
Yeah, quite an attractive rind, like a pattern on it there. The smell's quite sort of salty, briny, hint of ammonia I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. I'm struggling to get much flavor off aroma off it. There's mustiness and cellar and a bit of ammonia coming off the rind, but the paste is relatively neutral.
For me, the texture's a little bit granular.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's kind of a little bit rough on my palate.
It's got a sharpness to it.
What do you think about the salt levels, Charlie? I'm getting, for me, it's over. Yeah.
I think the sharpness, the acid and the salt are too, they're borderline trigeminal. So they're sort of really dominating what's going on. It's sort of almost an eye winker.
It doesn't feel very harmonious.
No.
From my side of
it feels unbalanced.
Mm.
And a cheese like this, I would expect more sweetness of some form, and maybe a little bit of floralness, but it's got mostly dairy notes such as butter, some lactic, some rancid butter.
Yeah. I'm getting like almost, what is that? Like a bubblegum sherbety, but like sour. sour.
It tastes a bit sweaty to me.
Mm.
So I'm, you know, it's a good cheese. It's been made well, but I think this doesn't feel like it's had a good journey to get to us, and that it's suffered a little somewhere at some point.
Mm.
Is that in transit? Sorry, Charlie, just being really
I
clear.
really can't say. Having, I think this is similar cheese to what we tasted in class A4, and that
Yeah.
had enough similar characteristics to say that this sort of butteriness, this sort of clarified butter,
Yeah.
is part of its character. But there are some edge flavors to do with the acidity, to do with the sort of sweatiness that might be transit issues.
Can we give it some scores, please, guys?
He's a good looker.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the appearance. I haven't got any imperfections. Do you have an imperfection on yours, Charlie?
But if you have a look at that, can you see how the coloration is
Yeah.
coming in from
Oh
the
yeah, you've
rind?
got
It feels like the paste is here and the rind is quite dominant.
yeah.
So I'm getting a sort of bit of anxiety about that, and so I'd like to take a couple or two off that for that reason.
Were you thinking a 7 or an 8 or something in that
7.
region? Yeah,
Yeah.
7. Okay.
Aroma, guys?
As I said, the rind is giving off significant aroma, and one's always more forgiving in the rind because you sort of don't eat it, so you just want it for character. The paste itself, I think it's got a very, very little aroma.
Yeah. It's just kind of cheese. It just smells of
Yeah,
cheese. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
quiescent at that.
Yeah. Are we
So
six and a half or a 7 or
six and a
something?
half, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is ammonia coming off that rind,
Yeah, there
which is a
definitely
problem.
definitely is.
Extra chaps?
Texture.
Uh,
I I personally find it a little I would like it to be a bit smoother. I find it a little bit granular.
it's sort of a bit granular and a bit pasty, actually, in a way.
Yeah.
Um, so sort of 6.5,
Yeah,
6.
I would agree with that.
And on the texture, I mean, on the aroma, sorry, the flavor,
Flavor.
I'm sort of down 11, 12.
I would go 11
Um,
as well. I find
yeah.
it's very singularly dimensional, isn't it? It doesn't have, you wouldn't sit there and chew the cud and say, I can taste this and this and this.
No,
It's
and it's
kind of
not
flat.
got the necessary balance underneath it of the tastes to sort of hold your attention from a sort of basic instinct perspective.
It kind of flat lines a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How would you guys help the cheesemaker improve on that?
Um, it's very difficult for me to know to what extent it's condition and to what extent it's make. So I would hesitate from leaning in on that.
Mm.
Okay.
But having now tasted what looks like two cheeses from the same cheesemaker, the other one tasted better. So they're doing something right. I'm not quite sure why this one is not so joyful.
Thank you for that, guys.
It would, I
Beginning.
think, a little bit more sweet. I would like a bit more sweetness from it,
Yeah,
personally.
I agree.
Thank you, Charlotte. Okay. Next one is A20 1039. Ooh,
So this is a classic shadow. We've got
Oh,
quite a significant ingress here of cracking and blue mold development, blue and brown
oh,
mold.
sorry, Cara.
you got it, Charlotte.
I've got 1022 next. Are we doing that afterwards? This
Sorry,
one,
do we not?
We should probably do them in order. So let's do 10.
So what was the one that we just did?
we just did 1021, and I've got 1022.
Okay, Charlie, I thought you didn't have 1021.
Are we doing the ones that Charlie doesn't have afterwards, or okay?
Okay, I have 1022, which
Oh,
is the one I've just done.
oh, that was 1021 I had.
Okay. Do we want to start again? There's not much point in tasting different
Yeah.
cheeses.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me pause this a second, guys. So the first cheese we're going to taste today, guys, is code A201022.
You've got a good chunk there. Do you want to break it up? See if you can break it.
So it's got a patterned rind, a little bit of moulding to mine. Quite dense and chunky and hard around the outside. There's quite, I'd say, about almost in parts of it, an inch of it is the hard rindy.
Yeah, that rind comes in quite a long way.
It does come in quite a long way. It's quite a chunky one, and then the actual paste is just kind of this quite. I would say it's got more rinds than paste than middle. Mine.
I'm getting off the nose. The rind is giving me some cellar and musty, and I think quite a lot of ammonia and sort of
Yeah.
that sort of cheese mite sweetness.
Yes, it's got that almost like a sour sweetness.
Mm. Yeah.
And yeah, the ammonia is definitely there.
And
And
the
then the
paste,
middle,
guys.
But the paste itself, I'm struggling to get any smell at all.
yeah, it's a little bit of butteriness going on, but it's quite just cheese.
It's the texture.
It could be a tiny bit smoother from my end. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I'm finding it a little bit waxy,
Yeah,
but also a little bit granular and a
yeah,
little bit pasty. Um, I think the texture has a sort of sweated vibe.
yeah.
What causes that, guys?
Say again?
What causes that?
I'm not enough of a cheese maker to be really sure, but I think the way that the moisture has moved around the cheese isn't the way it was intended to do. Or it's been overcooked at some point. But I
Yeah.
really would defer to a cheesemaker to lean in on that sort of technical point.
I mean, you saying that you might be saying that like that resonates with the flavour for me. So the flavour for me in the middle is like burnt milk almost,
I
scalded
can get
milk,
that.
and then at the edge I'm getting more sulphurous, ammonia kind of vibes.
It feels like it's quite broken down. Like there's a lot of
Mm,
metabolism here going on, and it's taken it from sort of an interesting flavor sort of blend to something a little bit overdeveloped or
yeah, I
over
agree.
metabolized.
It doesn't. It's not singing from the minstrels galleries. It's not like it's kind of quite
Yeah,
flat.
I think it's got some available notes of baby sick and you know those kind of that
I know what you mean.
pasty fermented but cheesy notes sort of
Cheesy feet almost like go.
yeah, a
We're
little bit of
steering
that.
into that
Yeah.
territory. It's kind of. I think it was on a cheese board. You'd eat it and go, "That was okay," but you wouldn't when he was swept round for another few slices.
No,
Not
I
necessarily one
don't
you'd
think
go
this is
back
going
for.
back seconds. Um, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see. So it's not drawing me in for more, which is what you're saying, which I agree with.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Do
Should
you
we
feel
give
the
it some
same way?
scores, guys?
Yeah,
Appearance.
So the appearance is okay. Structurally, it looks fine. I'm
yeah.
concerned about the way the paste forms this sort of moon in the middle.
Mm,
Plus the slightly fluffy texture of the curd, which you can sort of see around the edges there.
yeah.
Um, I think we're in sort of 6.5, 6
I
territory.
was about to say 6.5. So
Yeah.
should we? Yeah, let's go for that.
Aroma, guys.
I don't have much to say about the aroma. I think the ammonia on the outside is a negative at the
Yeah,
level it's at, and I think the inside is not sufficiently present. So again, I'm in sort of 5, 6, 7.
I'm a 5 as well. I
Okay,
think I'm
cool.
getting that. Now that you said it, I'm getting the baby sickness, like
Mm.
just on this very outer rind. And it's if you were to
Yeah.
sniff that, you probably wouldn't want to go in and take a bite. It's not like a blue cheese ammonia funk that you would be like, oh,
Mm.
Texture.
I think the texture is weak. I think it's weak bodied. It feels over it like it had a good structure and somehow it's moved away from that. I'm not really sure how.
yeah.
But again, I mean, I'm in the 6 territory, and then for flavor, I'm sort of around the 10, 11 space.
So going
I
back
would
to
agree.
texture, Charlotte, what were you thinking texture?
I found the texture a bit granular. I think from the when you look at this cheese, you kind of expect, or that we look at the middle of the cheese, you expect it to kind of be quite smooth. Um, or to to potentially have a flake about it, but it doesn't have either of those things. It's just quite granular and doesn't feel quite right in the palate.
So Charlie said 6. Are you feeling the same vibe?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
And flavor, Charlie was 10,
10,
11.
10, I would say.
Thank you, guys. Moving on to cheese A20 1039.
That's this guy here. So we've
It's
got
beautiful.
quite a significant bit of bluing or sort of cracking and a little bit of brown and green in this corner here. Um,
Yeah.
I This is clearly an old school cheddar. That is acceptable to some people. I think that I don't mind a little bit around the edge. I'm beginning to think that that's a little too much. If I bought this piece of cheese, I think there's too much there that I wouldn't eat.
Oh, yeah. Yours is quite. Mine's got. I've got a bit less than you,
Yeah.
but still, it's gone in almost sort of 3/4 of an inch into mine.
My experience of this is like it's not really affecting the wider cheese, but it does
Yeah,
affect the value to the purchaser, if you see
yeah.
what I mean. I don't think they want to eat it.
No, it'll be a very niche amount of people who understand that what that's going to taste like, and that
Can
it's
appreciate it.
okay.
So I'm going to crack it. So this is
Yeah, I do the same.
this is performing as a West Country cloth wrap cheddar would be expected to. So it's fissures and cracks through the cheese, leaving to sort of a pressed curd internal. So it's doing is it's possibly a little bit fluffy.
Mm.
It's got a really sweet, fruity nose.
Oh yeah, that's very fruity. That's almost. I was talking about another cheese, a bubblegum today. I'm also getting that bubblegum, wild strawberries, and the tropical alongside sort of the tropical notes on mine, or even banana, like some banana,
Yeah, I'm with you. Strange, isn't it?
like bubblegummy, banana-y.
Bubblegum, sort of strawberry sherbety.
Yeah,
Wow.
isn't cheese amazing? Just like how milk can make things taste
Mm.
so different.
So going back to the sort of the tastes and the dairy flavors, there's a bit of butter. It's sort of a dry curd flavor. Um, there's quite strong acid, and then there's savory and sort of savory and
Mm.
salt are both quite strong too. Um, but I'm not getting much in the dairy flavors. I'm not getting any milk. I'm not getting any. It's just sort of lactic dried curd.
When you were talking about breaking it being a bit fluffy, that's what I'm getting on the palate. I'm getting like quite a, I can't describe it, like a quite a, yeah, fluffy,
Mm-hmm. I
like
understand what you mean.
polystyrene kind of feel.
I'm not comfortable with this as balance. I
Hmm?
think I'm not comfortable with its balance. I think
Yeah.
I think we've got too much acid. I think we've got a little bit too much salt. In fact, actually,
Yeah.
we've got too much salt.
It's a
Um,
shame because if those were on point, like those other flavor notes that are coming through
hmm.
are quite exciting to find them in cheese. Um, but yeah, I agree.
It's like they've done the weird stuff well, and the basics they've dropped the ball on.
Yeah,
Needs a rebalance on the salinity.
yeah, salinity. You kind of want to. It's nice to go in with those fruit forward flavors at the very
Mm.
that hit you at the beginning, but then you want that animalistic savouriness to kind of cling to the back of your tongue and sort of
Yeah, and you want the grasses and the meadows or the
yeah,
straws or whatever that is, and you
yeah,
want a little bit of oomph, so some yeasty or some meaty or something to
yeah.
give it a center.
Okay.
Needs
Uh,
just a little bit more. Just
so
needs this.
on the appearance, I'm taking 3 or 4 off. Where are you round that, Charlotte?
Yeah, I think we have to for like yours is particularly um a little bit blemished at the rind. Mine's not to the extent that yours
I think
is,
yours
but
is quite significant. I know
yeah,
that the
it's
cheesemakers who are blue tolerant are literally swearing at us while they're watching this, right? I know them and I know they're swearing at us. So I hear you swearing, and I'm saying if I bought this piece of cheese, I would be disappointed compared to it not being there.
yeah.
So that is relevant in the consumer market.
What are you thinking? An 8 or seven and a
I would
half?
take it down to a 7.
7? Okay, I'm
But
happy.
if you'd like 8, I'm happy to go with
No,
8.
no, I think you're the cheesemonger.
No, I was a
Well,
cheesemonger.
you were the cheesemonger.
I
You're
was
the
a
cheese
cheesemonger.
guy. Let's
Yeah.
you've handled more cheese, so I'm happy to defer
Um,
to you on that.
So are we saying 7, guys?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Aroma?
texture, I think we both
Aroma,
coveted.
Charlie, sorry.
Oh, aroma.
Aroma.
Sorry, Roma. I've written them down in the wrong order here.
I think it smells kind of as we would expect it to, doesn't it? That
Well, no, I think we'd expect it to both based on the taste, but that fruit forward note on the aroma is unusual and fascinating.
mm, it makes me want to bite into it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it takes you forward, which I suppose is a good measure of flavor in some ways.
Mm,
So should we give it sort of an 8.5, 9?
yeah, I'm happy with 8.5. Yeah.
Texture?
I personally found it just a little bit granular on my palate. I would like to see the texture. I don't. It it just feels like it's not fully formed somehow. I don't
Okay.
know. What are you thinking?
We got 10 to give, and I reckon we're at sort of 7.5 territory.
Yeah, I'm happy with that as well.
And then finally, flavour, please, guys.
I think this is a good effort, but in fact it's a miss. I don't think they've done the basics right for this individual cheese.
Mm,
It's quite an unusual selection of or design of flavor profiles to go that sort of heavy fruit, low, but we supported by strong salt. So for me, it's a 14, 13, something in there.
yeah, yeah. Should we go? I would say probably. I would say 13 because it leaves me. It excites me when it first goes in, and then
Mhm.
it just that just kind of the excitement dissipates quite quickly, doesn't it?
All right.
Um,
Guys, the next cheese we're moving on to is A20 1069.
Yeah. So this is a camembert style, and I'm going to open it, but I just want to look at it as a whole to begin with. Um, it's broadly regular, but there are some sort of significant, sort of unshaped. Um, it's got
here's
quite
mine.
concave at the top. I don't know if that's visible on yours, Charlotte.
Mine has. I took this out probably now an hour and a half before this to give it a little bit of time to breathe. Mine is really struggling to stay intact. It feels like it's very. It feels like it could fall apart in my hand.
Yeah, I feel the same. If I let it drop, it would just break eventually. I mean, if
It
I
feels
just,
like
in
it's
fact,
almost full, the paste feels like it's fully broken down inside. Like there's no, I would want there to be a little bit of give under the rind, but some
I mean,
chalkiness in the middle.
I'm quite excited by this,
I,
right?
I mean the
I
when
mean,
it when
I
it
think
when
this
it,
is going to be borderline overripe,
I
but
think it
it's
is.
not. There's
I
ammonia on
believe
a little.
mine is. I think when I cut into mine is going to be overripe. But the Duo Tricom on the outside, like it's quite it had quite a pretty pattern when it was. Let's have a look. Yeah, mine's fully gone. So there's
I don't think mine has.
You've got very different looking
yeah,
cheese.
I've got goo all the way. I've got a very thin rind.
Hmm.
I've got goo all the way through to the middle. So mine is. I would say mine's probably a
Past.
few days ago it was at perfection.
Well, until I taste mine, I'm not going to pronounce, but I am strongly optimistic.
Okay, I'm hoping this. I mean, it looks lovely and silky inside.
How would you describe yours, Charlie, then? If Charlotte's was had gone over, yours was just about right?
So when we do this at the academy, we don't see it as ripe, not ripe. There is degrees of ripeness.
Yeah,
This is, for me, my cheese is still within ripe, so it hasn't gone over, but it's right towards the riper end of ripe, if that makes
if I
sense.
show you the inside, can you see the inside?
Um, I think yeah, that liquidness that you're seeing there is has moved past overripe into floor territory. But I need to say that mine tastes amazing. So
I might
um,
have to be guided by you on this one because I think mine has.
well, I
I
think
mean,
it's a good
I'm in.
question about how we treat this, and maybe we should ask the team. But this is the cheese that should be eaten in the next 30 minutes, right? It really is. Jump on it. It tastes delicious. Um, there's a tiny amount of firmness towards the center, but within the ripening of a camembert style, that's completely fine. It's gone past crumbly. It's just, in fact, I don't know if you can you see if you look at that, you can see that actually there are two textures of goo there.
Yeah, that's what I would be looking for in mine.
Yeah,
I'm not
I think,
finding that. Mine's
oh,
got completely squidgy. And what that means with mine is that it's kind of concentrated the saltiness and bitterness of
yes,
it.
I hate it when it happens. So sad.
I'm not getting the same experience that you are. I'm not getting the buttery, floral, sweet, mushroomy notes. I'm getting bitterness and salt.
This is just bluntly putting a smile on my face. This is what I want a camembert to be. It's really difficult to get it at this moment because it's probably only like this for half a day or a day.
Mm,
And then it's quite possible that by tomorrow morning, this is going to be where yours is.
yeah,
But mine is within zone.
yeah.
Within that context, though, and if I was to translate it to a camembert of the French style, there's none of the cabbage notes, none of those alliums, none of those greens, none of those allotment flavors, nor are there any of the brie style woodland flavors of earthiness or that kind of thing. So it's very much what I think of the West Country mold, where it's butter forward, cream forward, with a little bit of meadow grass, that kind of thing. There's some bitterness coming off the rind, and there is mushroom there. But I in my head I call these sunshine camemberts because they're all about that sunshine herb.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? And they're very basic. They're very dairy, very creamy, very buttery. And I think it's a pleasure to have one in front of me. And if I wasn't going out for lunch, I would
that
sit
would be
down and eat just this. This is great.
all I'm very jealous because all I'm getting with mine is the brassica forwards notes
Hmm.
from the rind. So I feel like we need to. Yours is
From
obviously
our
the best.
perspective, guys,
Yeah.
I would like us just to go with Charlie's
Yes. Because his is obviously the better
cheese
specimen. Yeah.
because he has the almost perfect, if not perfect,
Yeah.
specimen, which
Of
is what we're
course.
trying to look for.
Of course.
So, appearance wise,
I'm going to give it a 9.5. It's got a little bit of irregularity, but 9.5.
okay, aroma,
I'm going to give it a 9. There is definitely ammonia being attentive. I think it goes with the territory. but if you went on a nose alone, you'd be more negative than the taste.
Okay.
Okay.
Texture,
Texture.
shall I give it a 10? I think I have to give
Well,
it a
you
10.
you were really happy with the texture of yours. I think if you said it was
There
like
is there is a
perfect
there is a
today,
very
so
small. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. There's a very small amount of crumbliness on that one, but I mean, it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. The
mm,
vast majority of the rest of it is all goo. So
I want to lick the screen.
yeah, it's got that vibe, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is a face cream, not a cheese. The
that's the one.
so come on, let's give it 9.5.
yeah,
Um, because I think it's the irregularity of the shape that is meaning we're getting different amounts of maturation in different areas, but it's very close to perfect.
I'm finally on taste, Charlie.
So I'm going to give this 18 um, because all the complexity is around the dairy flavors. There's very little that moves outside that space. There's a little bit of mushroom, and there's a little bit of meadow, but it's really tiny. So there are camemberts out there that can bring a little bit more to the party. But I hope I'm in gold for that. Are we in gold for that?
I'm
Then
guessing so.
okay.
yeah.
My poor cheese is looking very sad.
I do feel sorry for you. I do feel sorry for you. I wish
The
you were
ki-
here sharing my experience.
Oh, mine's actually stuck to the board, bless it. But interesting, so many people think that this kind of cheese is at its best when the condition I've got it in
Yes.
Britain. But
Yes, strongly agree.
a lot of French cheesemongers would reject it, I think.
Oh, yes, I think I'd reject it. I wouldn't buy it. But the difference between yours and mine is just it's hours, half a day
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Um,
The nature of the beast, isn't it?
for
You
personal
need a
reasons,
little
I'll
bit
put
more
mine back
time
in the
to,
fridge because I'd
yeah.
like it later.
Do you need to clean your boards even more, or shall we move on?
Let me just give it a little time. Right, that knife will have to go on its merry way for sure.
And we're moving on to A20 1074.
That's this guy. He's very much firmer. He's still got
Yeah,
a gooiness to him, but I can feel by going across that the center is not fully broken down. And the
yeah.
rind still has that very white,
Very
much more
soft.
sort of button mushroomy smell.
Oh yeah,
Much
can you get it?
firmer to cut and much more rigid. So if I break that,
Yeah, it's very mushroomy, almost a bit yeasty on the outside. A little bit of chlorination on my end.
do you say chlorination?
Yeah, like the
Interesting
swimming
word. Yeah, I
pool.
think you're right. It's got a bit of swimming pool, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's swimming pool. It's a lovely colour. I mean, my lighting's probably not great for this, but mine's quite
Mm,
mine
Golden.
looks like fresh butter. That's what it looks like. Really
yeah,
yellow.
it is really yellow. Yeah.
I don't think the screen doesn't do it justice. It's a really beautiful colour inside. And actually the rind's the outside's very even on mine. It probably could do with yielding a little bit more underneath the rind for this type, like a
Well,
tiny
look at
bit.
it though. It's got no sign of failed maturation, right? There's no
Yeah,
gradation between the two rinds. It's it's completely consistent.
yeah.
And that makes me think that they're not using the rind for the maturation in the same way. Um,
Inside it smells quite sweet. We are getting I'm definitely getting some hay and butter.
so this center should be, if it was unripe, it would be chalky, and it's
Yeah,
not. It's still elastic.
very melt in the mouth, like very quite delicate paste. Most of the interest for me is around the rind with those butter mushroom, like raw butter mushroom flavour. It's a very subtle cheese in the middle, I think.
My overall sort of review is that it's quite a simple cheese with a simple cheese profile with
Yeah.
a consistent, smooth but not gooey center. So what it's making up for in what it's delivering in sort of a simple, easy to understand, enjoyable outlook, it's lacking in complexity or unctuousness, richness, or sort of luxuriousness.
It doesn't again it's one of those flavours that doesn't kind of
Doesn't last.
it's just sitting there. I've got a little bit of the still the butter mushroom flavour through my palate, but it's not it's an easy eating cheese. You would I think this is the kind of cheese if I was having friends around for dinner, I'd very quickly want to bake a cheese and chuck some garlic and rosemary in it. Something inoffensive. This is what the kind of thing that I might put in the oven.
And shall we go ahead and score it, guys? Appearance?
Yeah.
Appearance is very regular, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Um, but also it's coming across quite rigid and un I guess it just looks not so much unripe as unripe. Yeah, maybe I just mean unripe.
Hmm.
For classic camemberts, this pure white rind would indicate that it's got a long way to go. You'd look for
Yeah, it
more,
needs to wrinkle more
and yeah, it needs more texture, it needs more color and more variations in color. So from the first impression, I'm looking at it going, that's not there yet. And
yeah.
that's not the experience when you get inside, but from the appearance, it does.
What do we think? 6.5, 7? Where are you at?
Yeah, I think you can probably go 7.5. I mean,
7.
but
Okay.
it's not an ugly cheese. It's not doing
No,
badly.
it's not an
It's just
ugly cheese. No.
what's next? Aroma,
Aroma, please.
a very simple mushroom, button mushroom.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah, a
go
little bit.
against 7.5.
Yeah,
Not too much.
it's not offensive and it's not wowzers, but it's not offensive. It's not not
No,
offensive.
it's got flavor. It's got aroma, and
Yeah.
it's representative, but it's not going. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly.
So are you sticking with 7 or 7.5, guys?
7.
Texture?
I personally would like a little bit more give in this cheese. I would like to see uh, I'd like a little bit more squidge to it. I just don't think it's quite I would like mine ripened a little bit more texture
I
wise.
I think they're doing something with the way they're building this cheese that has got less to do with ripening and more to do with a permanently elastic texture.
Hmm.
Um, it's not something that I know a huge amount about, but I don't. I am disconcerted by the fact that there is no ripening apparent in the curd. It's just elastic the whole way through.
Mm.
Um, it's not got a degree of softness under the rind, which is what you'd want from it's
Yeah.
um, so my vibe is that this is a very from a shopkeeper's perspective, this is a really I bet you it has good shelf life with a long period of satisfaction from a customer perspective. It's very stable and it's doing a good job, but it's never going to be runaway, gooey, light up your eyes kind of thing. So the texture I think is a 6.5, 7, 8, depending on what your point of view is. If you're looking for something that's stable and long shelf life and interesting, it works. If you're looking for something that's camembert, it doesn't.
Oh, oh, should we look at it from like a consumer perspective? Like what you're expecting when you buy if, for example, you went into a cheesemongers or a supermarket, you picked up what looks like a camembert type cheese, what you'd expect the texture to be like.
I think you have to look at it as you're eating it now. Forget about
Yeah.
walking into a shop and shelf life. You're looking at it
No, I mean
now.
like if I was a consumer buying it now and was expecting it, like if I'm looking as a perspective as someone who's bought a camembert cheese to eat today, I mean.
sound like you're feeling disappointed by that. So that is how I would
I
mark it.
I would. Mine is quite solid in the middle, and it's only well, it's quite solid all the way through. Not solid, but it's kind of elasticy, as Charlie said. I would just like a bit more differentiation between the middle and the outside, even if it's just a tiny bit, just to give you those three different textures that you would expect from this kind of cheese, typically.
So we're into sort of 6 territory.
I would be. What about you?
Yeah, that's fine. And I think that while it's not amazing, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it either. There are no
No.
negative flavors. There's nothing, and it would be very satisfying if you want a nice simple butter led elastic cheese. It's going to win. So I think we're sort of in the sort of 15 territory, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, you didn't actually define the texture. Was it definitely a 6 or
6? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on flavor. I think I would sort of be 14, 15. I think it's kind of it does the job, but it's not
It's not wowy at all.
it doesn't have the wow factor, the X factor in this type of cheese for me.
So do you want 14.5?
All right.
Yeah, do it.
Thank you very much. Next cheese is A20 1076.
Right. The most distinctive cheese. This is the cheese on the cheese board that grabs the most attention.
Yeah. Da, da, da.
So it's got a Rock 40 outside, but the Rock 40 is competing with, I think it might have Geotrike and Rock 40 and Camembert on there. And I'm nervous about holding it too long because it feels like it's going to collapse.
Mine the rind is starting to break down quite significantly on the outside of mine.
Have I got this wrong, actually, Charlotte? Do you think this is charcoal on the outside rather than Rock 40? I think.
I think I need to scrape it. No, mine looks like Rock 40. If I scrape it, it.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're right.
Or it's Geotrichum that's gone off. Who knows? It's very, very, very broken down so that the rind around the outside and the top of mine is incredibly sticky. I wonder if it's been washed with something.
Yeah. It's a very good looking on the inside, bright yellow with the blue giving a really good contrast. I mean, there's a bit of an issue with the blue being inconsistent across the piece I've cut.
Yeah,
but this is another one of those cheeses where they're playing with a lot of different metabolisms at the same time.
Yeah.
And it can be hellishly challenging to keep this on board.
Yeah, mine is it's very liquid right under the rind.
Yeah.
But it is firming up a little towards the middle. It's probably, again, we've probably caught this. My specimen probably been caught. I would say this will be overripe in a couple of days, or maybe even tomorrow. This is like probably the day or yesterday to have it. Let me get in with my knife. I've got separation of the rind from the paste as well, where it's kind of running away. And the smell is quite. I'm definitely getting farmyard. I'm at the barn and the cows are mooing next to me.
I'm getting fish.
What, are you inside or outside? On the outside.
Oh, I'm getting that a fishmonger type smell.
I can, yeah, the fish on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Is that on the rind, guys?
Yeah. We're at a barnyard next to a fishmonger's.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in some sort of French market stall.
Yeah. The inside smells more delicate.
I find myself smiling at this cheese because it's so finely balanced between being too much and being great. Does that make sense?
because it's doing so much in so many different ways. Yeah.
But I want to like it. I'm really enjoying. If I had a cheese board and I wanted to put something there that get people's attention, I think you'd probably find people cutting off bits of the rind and not having too much rind with their paste, because the rind has got quite a lot of bitterness and it's got some bigger amounts of metabolism. But they are a good accent. And I think people would start spooning it and smearing it on. And as long as your palate is up for some big flavors, I kind of like this guy.
So we haven't actually said very much about the taste itself, guys.
It starts, for me, it starts off a little bit sweet and buttery, and then it just kind of develops in the mouth to you're definitely going big minerality. Little pockets of blue flavor coming through. And then towards the edge you get that bitterness. It is quite well balanced. I am just looking for a tiny touch more sweetness for me, and a hint more salt, but that's probably just my personal preference.
Yeah, I'm happy with the salt and I'm happy with the sweetness.
Yeah.
I would push the umami slider up a bit. I'd like a little more savory. But it's butter led, not cream led. You know, it really it's a butter cake. And once you get past the sort of what you might call the bunch of flavors attached to the blue and a bunch of flavors attached to the sort of the dairy and the butter, there's not much beyond that. You've got your minerality, which you mentioned, which I totally agree, but that's sort of part of the blue spectrum. But I just find my taste buds just tingling, going, ooh, thinking of this one. Yeah.
Quite exciting then.
I want to gold this, right? He's both interesting and entertaining. And I think, you know, give him a moment in the sunshine, because
very gutsy cheese, isn't it? It's kind of it's one you would sort of be intrigued by on the cheese board, and you'd be like, have a little nibble, and then you'd be like, you would circle back to it.
It would. Everyone around the room would talk about this cheese first. What is that? Is probably their first phrase.
So a bit like the Robbie Williams of cheese.
I'm not. Yeah, well, he's the entertainer when he did that song. Yes, I bring it on. Bring it on.
Interesting and entertaining.
Let me entertain you. Is that was his song?
Yeah.
The entertainer's Billy Joel, isn't it? Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Good old Billy Joel.
So let's get ahead and let's score it, guys. What are we looking for?
How do you judge the appearance of this cheese? Because it's a UMF, right? So
as opposed to UFO.
As a UFO, it's an ugly.
I know where you're going with that. I think I personally think I can see, because it's wrapped in foil and it's quite delicate. I think there's been a bit of crushing in transit, even though it's very carefully packed. So I think you have to be a bit careful of.
It's ugly, but in a very beautiful way.
Fugly.
It's fugly.
But when you cut, actually, if you look at it sliced in half with the rind, I'm just going to bring it up. It's quite a pretty, like, it's a lovely, pretty color. That looks quite. If we were on the continent and you just had a few glasses of red wine.
Yeah, and you said it was a stunning contrast between.
Yeah, I think it's quite. If you forgive the fact it's been smooshed a little bit in transit, I think it's.
Forgive it. Yeah. What do we want to give it?
I don't think you can judge its appearance, because its very ugliness is its attraction. I mean, of course you can judge, you've got to give it its number, but it's not smooth, it's not clever, it's not particularly regular, it's got different coloration across the piece. We're seeing white and Roquefort in competition with each other. So we have to presume that sort of Frankenstein look is what it's trying to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't have sent it out like that otherwise, would they? Unless we had gone very wrong.
Well, yeah, but Camembert wins over Roquefort as a rule, so it kind of balance out those different molds. it's tricky.
Mm.
Cleverly done.
So let's give it a 9 for
Yeah.
just breaking all the rules on the appearance front.
Okay.
On the aroma, it's punchy, and I think I think we would struggle to give it more than a 7 because it's got so many. I mean, like I really do think it's got a fishmonger vibe.
It has got that. It almost smells cold.
Mm,
Like when you say that, it's like that kind of ice
yeah,
mineral.
yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? It
I
smells like a
do, I
cold.
do.
Yeah.
Again with a 7, guys.
7.
Texture.
I think a texture is a clear win.
Yeah.
I think we're in 9s and 10s territory there. It's mixing of textures is part of what makes it so interesting from a textural point of view. But it's got good breakdown throughout.
Yes.
It's really solid there.
Yeah. It's really the point at which we have it. Well, definitely my version. It's got that perfect mix of goo and paste. It's it's
Yeah.
it's 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 going to go over in like a day or two, but at the moment we have it, it's very good. Um,
Um,
So you're
I
looking
just
at the
think
magical 10 or not?
I think we have to give it 9, don't we? I mean, it's just there's bits of the rind that get sort of stuck in your teeth. There's sort of fabric vibe on the rind.
I would say 9 as well because I feel like there's a little for me there's just a little bit too much breakdown on my rind, which
Okay,
can be a
that's
bit of a
fair.
turn off.
That's a very fair point.
Okay.
That can
I've
be a
already
turn
taken
off.
one off, so it's not a big one. And on a flavour, um, it possibly lacks complexity and it possibly has a little bit too much bitterness.
Mm.
So I'm in the 18-19
I
space.
was going to say 18, so that sounds like it's a
Okay.
consensus. Yeah,
Thank you,
18.
guys. That doesn't quite give it a gold, but
How many more does it need to get a gold? Do you want to give it a gold, Charlotte?
I'm happy to give it a gold.
I
It's
want to
so
give it a
difficult.
gold.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
so
give it a gold.
difficult. I'm not a numbers girl. I don't know how many points. It's so difficult to.
Is it one short or two short, Cara?
too short, but you gave it a 7 for the aroma.
I think that's right though. I think the aroma is a 7.
And you
Maybe
gave it 18 for flavour.
Let's give it up to 19 for flavour. Can we get
yeah.
it another couple of half points somewhere?
Should we give it a half on
So
texture?
seven and
Like
a half for aroma,
okay.
and we need one more half point.
Um, appearance. I do think
Yeah,
I do think the thing about the rind breakdown was quite valid. Because
yeah.
it was quite I had a couple of parts of mine were a bit slimy, and that's not something I want to necessarily
Want to
see.
recommend.
No, so 9.5 on appearance instead. I don't know. That's what we're looking at. Either not. We've got a 7.5 on aroma.
Let's give it 8 on aroma. I know your points are
Yeah.
right, but I think for my personal view is the macro of it getting gold is more important than the.
Okay.
And
I'm
they're
with
going
you,
to watch
Shy.
this video and hear us talk about it, so they're going to know why we got what we got.
We liked it, guys. Okay, we
You
liked
loved
it.
it. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to recap for you. You said appearance 9.5,
Yeah.
No, 9.
Oh, 9.
9,
Okay, sorry.
um, aroma
Aroma 8.
8.
Texture 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does that have to give us? Was it 18 or 19 on flavor?
Flavour, you need a 19
Yeah,
then.
we said 9. We changed
19.
that to 19.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Moving on to A20 1092.
Where are you?
So this has a Shropshire Blue look to it.
It
But it's
does.
not Shropshire Blue, is it? Because it's the wrong shade, wrong size.
Mm. It's quite it's it's a bit moister, minus than a
Yeah,
Shropshire
I'd
blue
say
would
it's
be.
moister.
And actually the bluing on the outside is is almost going into grey green,
Yeah.
like a teal colour.
Teal, good word.
Teal. I like a bit of teal. Um, it's quite even bluing through mine, like pockets of blue. it's a very wet cheese. Well, I don't know if it's from being out at room temperature, but it's quite a wet cheese
No,
in
I would
my.
agree with that. I mean, it's not full Roquefort wet, but it is that sort of direction.
I can see there's quite a lot of sort of. I can see it's going to be creamy from the texture on it as well. Let's
Mm,
have a look.
it's very tasty. It's got some sort of tight fruity notes. Um, and it's got some nice cream at the center of its experience. And
Mm.
then the blue sits on top of it, and then those fruity notes on top of that. Um, it's got a bit of bitterness, but that's fine. It's got a sort of sharpness. It's got quite a lot of salt. Actually, now I think about it, I think the salt is quite strong.
Yeah, the salt has just gone to the back of my
Yeah,
throat.
yeah.
But actually, I would dial down the salt a tiny bit. But I guess I don't know if it's been at room temperature. So sometimes when cheese is out for so long, like blue cheese, it kind of concentrates the salty flavor. Um,
But also the room temperature gives it a textural advantage, and the fruit flavors come forward when it's warmer.
yeah,
So I don't think, and also cheese should be at its best at room temperature. So
yeah.
if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Um, I think it's giving it's sometimes cheeses with blue through them. You just get that blue flavor, but as you say, it's got a little bit more to it, hasn't it?
I got a lot more to it. I think the sweetness is really relevant as well.
I think
Um,
that's the first time you mentioned that, guys. So
Yeah, sweet. I'm getting like almost like cheddar biscuits back in my throat. I'm
yes.
getting like that sort of like a cheddar, like cheddars.
Oh, I think you've nailed it for me because there is a concern for me. It has a sort of cheddar flavor rather than a cheese flavor rather than cheese flavor. Does that make sense? It's got a
Mm.
slightly artificial flavor to it.
But I'm getting that, right at the back. I'm getting like, like when I've eaten a packet of, no, I wouldn't eat a whole packet of cheddars, but that's what I'm.
I can and I do.
um, but yes, so you kind of got that, cheese, a cheesy biscuit, salt, um, a little tingle of blue.
To me, this is a solid silver, low gold. I'd be interested
Yeah,
in the way you take it.
yeah, it's a very serviceable blue red cheese,
Yeah,
it's exciting, though.
I think it's
and
better than serviceable.
yeah, and I
I think
really.
that soft texture with the fruity notes and
Mm,
the cream spice minerality combo is a nice grouping.
I think the bluing is really like again on mine. I think the bluing is nicely distributed,
Yeah,
and actually the texture is it's very velveteen. It's got
I
that.
agree. I like that. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's
Like good Roquefort does that. It sort of moves
yeah.
across the mouth.
Again, it's another one that you would smoosh very liberally on crusty,
Yeah.
hot, warm, crusty bread. That was where I'd chuck it.
Have you tasted the rind? I've been avoiding it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's again, I'm getting more of those biscuity. I've had a cheese
Yeah.
biscuit
Oh,
notes
actually,
from that.
that's nice. That is
Yeah,
good.
and it's not. You would expect normally on a blue cheese to see more of the bitterness laying there, but it's not.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. That's why I've been avoiding it. Okay, so I am in. Yeah, I think this is a good cheese.
It's a very nice cheese.
Going to need to move on to the scores, guys.
Right,
So
appearance.
Okay, Charlotte, just go for all four, and I'll disagree if I think they need disagreeing with.
Oh, okay. I think the appearance is very nice. I think it's got a very attractive teal color on the outside, evenly blued on the outside, evenly within. I like the color of use this the right amount of annatto to give it a lovely color. I would give it a 9 or a 10.
Okay,
What,
nine for me, please.
9? Yeah.
hey, Aroma.
Um, I think the aroma again, it's quite it's minerality. It's one of those cheeses that's very difficult to find lots and lots of complexity in the smell because of the molding. I mean, I would go probably for an 8 or a 9 because it's doing what it should do for a cheese of this type. What do you
I
think,
think so.
Charlotte?
I think the aroma is there at an 8.5.
Yeah.
I think the texture is one of its big wins. I love its texture.
Yes. I
And
think the
where we're
texture's
going
a
on
10.
texture then? 10?
I think the texture's a 10 personally.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Then the
luscious.
flavour, guys. Yeah.
I would be
For
happy.
me,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, I said you talk and now I'm talking.
I would. I'd be happy giving it 18 or 19. Actually, I re or maybe around an 18. I
Yeah,
find it
no,
very.
I'm comfortable with those. Does that land us in what territory, Cara?
Uh, both land you in gold.
Yeah, I
Then
think
I'd
it
go
deserves a
18 in
gold.
gold, please.
Yeah, I think it deserves a gold. It's a very nicely made, tasty blue
Yeah, I'm
red
going back to
cheese.
more, which is the ultimate size. So.
Yes, and they've. What's lovely is it's not. Quite a lot of blue cheese can be overridingly bitter, and that's one of the things that turns people off. And this
Hmm.
just doesn't have that.
No.
Excellent. Going on to A20 1153, guys. Oh,
Get that off me.
So another blue cheese, but much firmer, not Stilton oriented because of the shape, but it's got the texture closer to Stilton.
Yeah, it's got a very very uniform rind on mine.
Hmm.
The color in mine is I'm going through shades of pale yellow to brighter yellow throughout.
Yeah, I find
Um,
that disconcerting when we come to score.
yeah. Um, some of the bluing in mine is starting to go white, going a little. It's quite
Got
just
definitely
quite
quite a
brittle.
rustic vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very yes, exactly. That's the word, rustic.
Mm. It's an eye winker, at least mine is.
We smell it. Oh, okay. That is very digestive biscuit. Very oaty, malty on the nose. At this over here, I've just made some flapjacks. That's what I'm smelling, and then some farmyard.
Farmyard digestive biscuit.
Yeah, exactly.
is it worrying that I know exactly what you're saying?
Well, you've been doing this for a while. It's got on the texture front, when you taste it, there's real crunch to the blue. It's got
Yeah,
real structure. You can feel it almost like a digestive biscuit crumble.
yeah, yeah. That blue is really broken down inside, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
it's turned into a sort of crusty kind of vibe. Um, I didn't enjoy tasting this cheese.
I find it very salty, and I'm at the cow's hoof.
Cow's hoof. How very restrained of you, because that's not what you were planning to say. Um,
It's very,
uh,
very, very, very barnyard, isn't it?
I'm getting a lot of what I think of as the sort of chemical end spec, the sort of the acetates, the
Mm,
ethyls, those kind of. I don't really know what I mean when I say those words, but I just know that they're so that pure chemical expression of fermentation.
mm.
And I don't know if you're tasting the same as me because it could be that I've got a particularly fermented version.
It
Um,
definitely tastes over fermented. I'm almost getting um like a sicky.
yeah,
I know that, and I love that
yeah.
about. I do love that about blue cheese normally, but this is like right in the back of my throat.
This sort of
Feels sicky.
Bristol on a night out kind of thing.
I've had a very heavy night out, and I've regurgitated my drinks. Sorry,
Okay.
cheesemaker.
Right.
Um,
I think this is not winning for me.
no,
Um,
and I
I'd
am a
struggle to sell this.
I'm a huge blue cheese fan. I mean, and I love the spiciest, stinkiest blue cheeses. But I'm finding the texture, the breakdown of the blue, it kind of it ruins the palate feel of this cheese for me. And also, I find the barnyardiness of it and that sort of that really strong ammonia strength, through the paste. I find it very overpowering, and you're struggling to that sort of digestive biscuit note that you kind of would look for in a blue, and a
Mhm.
little bit of sweetness is really missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's missing. I think it's overwhelmed. Or at least my experience on my cheeses, I think that the other things are just shouting too loudly.
Mm.
So for me, I'll run through it and see how we get on.
Yeah.
Appearance, the discoloration was a concern, and sort of the ingress, the mold. So I'm down at 6.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
aroma was I didn't get as much. You got the biscuit, which was nice. So let's say 8.5.
Yeah.
Texture, the crunchiness of the blue, I sort of don't have a problem with that. But it was there. So I'm going to give that an 8, and then the
Okay.
flavor down at sort of 11.
Yeah.
Do you
I,
want
I,
to do you
I,
want to come in on those?
I would probably mark the texture down another like half a point personally.
Okay.
I just there's just something pappy and
Okay, go
not
for it.
enjoyable about it. Other than that, I think I'm very on board with everything you said.
Cara, did you pick up on all that?
I did, lovelies. It was 6 on appearance, 8.5 for aroma, 7.5 for texture, and 11 on flavour.
Does that
Yeah.
put it in bronze, or is it out of the running?
Just.
Is it a bronze cheese?
I don't I I didn't enjoy it. And I
Okay.
know we're not doing this on personal preference, but I don't think it's quite there.
Okay. So is it a whole point or a half point out in bronze?
You are 3 points over.
I think we can't fight that, Charlotte.
Okay. All right.
Okay, guys. Moving on to the next one is A20 1172.
Mm.
Oh, oh, thank you, chaps. What are we going to say about this one?
Well, I know that putting it in black is just a commercial decision, but I do think it looks cool.
Yeah, at the cheese counter you would go, "Oh, what's that?
Mhm.
Is it? Why is it black?"
So it's got a plastic coat rind like Gouda.
On mine, I'm getting hoppy beer yeasty notes on the smell on the surface and at the rind. Like the rind is very. I'm in the. I've gone from the barnyard to the brewery with this one.
Right?
Like from the edge of the rind, black on mine, and then a little bit of sulfuric animal stuff going on. I'm gonna use my cleaner. I feel like it's gonna be fruity when we eat it. That's what from the smell.
What is the
Yeah,
smell like, guys?
well, the rind is drier and wetter on the inside. I'm getting fruity notes off the paste
So
and sweet
when
notes.
when I'm going to the brewery, I'm thinking it's kind of like I don't know if anyone knows beer out there, mosaic hops. They're the ones that sort of have got like a tropical fruity, and it's got some lots of little moist crystal pockets in there
Mhm.
as well. Some
This
eyes.
this is a washed curd cheese.
What's the mouthfeel like,
Mm.
Char?
It's mostly smooth, a few tyrosine crystals just like speckled in it for a little teeny bit of crunch. I really like the texture.
Yeah, it's waxy without being too waxy, isn't it?
Yeah, and the flavour of all the ones we've tried so far today, this is the one that's sort of leading more into that butterscotchy, caramelly, sweet vibe for me. but also lovely and savoury, but not too the balance the salt very well.
It's got a brothy note, isn't it?
Yeah, brothy, exactly.
It's a great balance, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I find it really nicely balanced between the umami and the sweet.
Yeah, it's got both going. I am still getting God, I've got a lot today, but kind of like that pear drop kind of note. The sweetness has got that far, but it's still got the caramel sitting there nicely. The Caramac, if you remember Caramacs.
Yeah. God, I love the Caramac.
So that's
I
there.
somebody yesterday that aged them, and then somebody said to me, "You can still get them," and I'm like,
I think it could do with a bit more savory, a little more drum beat. It feels like a lot of the flavors are quite sort of what I think of high notes of the orchestra, the sweets, the sort of the sharpnesses, the pear drops.
So I could do like a bit more of that savoury finish through the palate a little bit a bit of a longer.
Yeah, because I do think that it's not a short cheese, but it's not a long cheese either.
I'm really enjoying it.
I think this is good.
And again, this is one that I think really appeals to where people are at with with the modern cheese palette. This has been made for. It really hits that brief beautifully.
So do you want to quickly run through the 4 scores?
Yeah. Appearance, I mean, some of the black detailing has been broken on mine. It's got white bits, I think
he's not looking like he's been tarted up for competition.
No, I think
if he was going to an interview, his mum would tell him to straighten his collar or that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think like if you can see here, it arrived like this. It's kind of his shirt's unbuttoned. Look, I would probably say an 8.
Yeah, I'd go 8.5, but yeah.
Yeah, 8.5.
Aroma.
I like the aroma.
I like the aroma.
I like the fruitiness of it and the
There's aroma on the rind which you can't place yet. It makes me think of sort of a sort of French sauce to go on scallops. I know that sounds a weird thing to say, but
that's a very specific thing to say, Charlie.
I would give it an 8.5. Maybe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very happy with that. Texture.
Yeah.
I like the texture.
9.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
And flavour, I mean, I reckon we're at 18.5.
I think so. I think if they had to do anything to improve it, it'd be a very minor tweak. It's a really tasty cheese you would dip back into.
I'd give it a bit more body to get it up to the 20.
Yeah.
But either way, it's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Is that gold, Cara?
You're half a point away from gold.
Oh. Should it be 19 for flavour?
18.5 gets it there.
You gave it 18.5. If you gave it 19, it would get it there.
Let's give it a half point somewhere else.
Aroma or appearance could be taken up from 8.5 to maybe to a 9. Maybe aroma. Yeah. Aroma a 9.
Hey guys, well done. On to Charlie's final cheese, which is A20 1197.
Looks like a cheddar. It's got the shape of a cheddar. It's got a clean rind.
Woo. Dropping everything.
Ooh.
Got some cracking through it where it's sort of drying as it ages, or there's a bit of moisture through it.
Mine's got quite a big hole in it.
Has it? Is there a little mouse inside?
No. No evidence of ingress by mammal, insect, or other.
Oh, looks great.
It's properly cheddared. It's very, very very headily aroma. There's definitely the pineapple and those tropical fruit bursts to it.
Charlie?
Um, I'm finding the aroma not that noticeable.
Oh, mine's really strong.
I mean, it's not absent. Sorry, that is a misreading. And I'm getting that tight lactic, scalded lactic smell.
Mine's definitely on the cut sides is very tropical, and then on the rind, I'm getting more of that fermented butter. So I'm guessing this has been larded or buttered on the rind.
Yeah, that fermented butter, I know what you're talking about. So the appearance is smart. I think we can give that an 8.5. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a good look. I don't like the cracks running through it. That suggests that they've got some sort of build-up of pressure there, which I think suggests over fermentation in the center. The aroma, did you like that aroma? You did.
I liked the aroma. I did like the aroma. It's
Sort of
I would put it
8.5?
an 8. I'd put it at like an 8, an 8
An 8.
at my end.
Texture, I think it's got bog standard in a good way. I don't think it's too crumbly or fluffy. It's
No.
it's got a good rigidity, so sort of 9.
Yeah.
Flavor falls back for me. I'm in the sort of 15 category, but I need you to really lead in because I think this might be where we differ.
So the flavor, it's we've tasted one similar to this earlier in the day. I think this is the next version down of that one. I think the other one we had a very powerful cheese earlier in the day. I think this is the same cheese, but just a few months less at age.
Yeah.
So it hasn't got the spice in it. It's still very spicy, but not to that degree. I'm not picking
How
up.
else would you describe it? Sorry, guys, because we haven't actually described the flavour at all. We've kind of done a lot of aroma.
I'm smelling the pineapple tropical fruit notes. I'm not so much getting them in the palate.
No, I agree with that.
It's very the overriding sensation for me is savoury. Just savoury with a tingle of spice at the edges of my tongue.
For me, it's predominantly acid. I'm not saying the savoury is very strong, but for me, the big number is the acid.
I think what I'm what my mouth is feeling as spicy is probably the acid. I think that's probably the acid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what my mouth's interpreting it.
So where do we want to go on a score, guys?
I'm probably at like a 16.5 or 17.
I was 15. So should we go with 16?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much, guys. Charlie, thank you. I know that you didn't receive a couple of the cheeses, so if you wouldn't mind staying on just for Charlotte's benefit.
I might move my cheese out of the way. I feel I'm
absolutely fine, lovely. Thank you. Charlotte, if you want to try and find A20 1021.
A20 1021. Yeah, I've got it here.
Lovely. If you wouldn't mind holding it up to the camera.
Yeah, I've already cut a bit off the end. So
that's okay. Okay.
Right.
Some dimples in that rind.
Yeah, so some dimples in the rind. But it has been obviously molded in some form or shape. There's quite a...
That's definitely goudery, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks quite alpine goudery. It's got quite a thick rind or harder part, about an inch in most of the way around, if you can see. and then the supple part looks to be about a third of the actual slice of cheese.
Uh,
Can
what's the
you
technical way of describing that, Charlie?
What
It's not the rind, but it's the sort of level below it that's quite thick.
So what you're seeing there is the oxidation through exposure to the air. So it's quite normal and arguably a little bit extreme, but until you taste it, you're not sure. It looks to me like you're going to get basically two cheeses rather than one with a rind.
right? Okay. Let me just put it there. So, smell.
Hmm?
It smells quite. This is such a round. I hate it using this word. But it smells just quite cheesy. It's quite singularly dimensional. It doesn't have a note that I can pick out and say it smells of this or it smells of that. If I was to pick up anything, it would be just a very minor hint of hay around the rind.
In the paste.
And the paste is just a cheese, cheesy. I'm gonna cut it with a plane and cut into it so you can see. So, oh, I've lost it. I've lost you. Hold on a second. Can you still see me?
We can see
Sorry.
you well, yes.
I
You did a
just
great
I just
job.
pressed a button I shouldn't have pressed. Right. I've just planed this so you can see the inside, a bit of the texture.
Good shot.
So it's got a little bit of flake, a bit of dryness to it.
Yeah,
And this is a
chunk.
little chunk. So the chunk, it's quite oily. It's kind of oily granulate. It's kind of it
Okay,
separates in the
yeah.
mouth. So you've got like a layer of oil and then little chunky bits on top. So it's not. I would want it to be for this. When I look at this kind of cheese, I want some smoothness to it. It's just not. It's not a smooth ride. I'm just going to try a planed piece because sometimes that is slightly different. I know some people would serve it like that. It's the same vibe. Flavor wise, it's very sharp. It's slapping me on the tongue, and it's very salty. And then I've got bitterness as well. It's quite acrid.
Okay, you doesn't like you're bonding with this cheese.
I'm not bonding this cheese. It needs. I feel like the milk's been, but if it's a thermized cheese, which I suspect it probably is, and some just sort of cooked the curd too long, it's a bit too.
Yeah,
It's a bit
Fruit had
bitter.
three of those today. So appearance, you were looking. It's all right. It's pretty good.
Appearance, I'm gonna say a 7.5.
Okay. Aroma.
Aroma, I'm going for a 6. It's kind of, I mean, actually maybe even a 5.5. It's really not got a lot going for it.
Texture.
Texture, I'm at a 5.5.
And the flavor, it's
I'm going to give it a 9 for flavor.
right. Okay, so it's falling out the bottom.
I feel like that it needs. I feel like it's been overcooked. It needs that sweetness, and that acrid bitterness is overpowering everything else. I'm afraid. Sorry, cheesemaker.
Thank you, lovely. If we could move on to cheese number 21143, please.
Yeah. Okay. The blue.
That looks very Stiltony.
I'll give you a close up.
Okay, so you've got quite a lot of browning coming in there.
Yes, it's very it's almost the color of my chopping board, of my wooden board I have here.
And the blue and paler paste is probably no more than half the whole cheese.
Yeah, there's I would say there's a good inch, particularly on the outer edge of harder rind.
Hmm.
I'm just going to show you the rind.
Is the rind dry or wet?
The rind is it's completely dry,
Okay, good.
so it's not slimy. There's a little patch in the middle. This is just from where it's been cut, I think, because it's from the middle of the cheese. But the nose is a little bit dry there. But that's, I think,
Okay.
it's just a. Um, but the bluing, I mean, it's quite evenly pierced, but most of the blue is obviously in the middle. Um, Smell, it's very nutty. I mean, it really smells like toasted almonds.
Wow.
That's what I'm getting. Like sweet, I'm in Spain now. I've got sweet, like praline almonds. It's got a very, normally I'd associate a blue with a digestive smell, but that's really a very pleasant, sweet smell. I'm not getting any ammonia. I'm sure we've all been into bluing rooms and know what they smell like. It doesn't smell like
Hmm.
that at all. Um, I'm going to cut into it. I'll try a
Thank you,
bit from the
lovely.
middle. I'll try a bit from the middle, then from the rind. Very smooth, very smooth, but really salty.
Okay.
Really, really salty. Um, it's almost making me choke. It's very like
Wow.
it's such a shame because this could be such an interesting cheese. It smells that smell is very unique. In fact, it's not almonds, it's acorns. Because I recently had some Spanish acorn liqueur, and that's what it smells like. The taste, when the salt washes away in the middle, it's really smoky. It's
Wow.
like it's not it's not a
So,
smoked.
so to sum up what you're saying, the blue area is too small on the cheese, and the blue itself is too salty.
It's very
But
salty, but
within that, there's some really interesting, complex
yeah,
bang for your buck.
it's got some smoked bacon notes, which is unusual in a blue. I'm going to taste a bit of the rind before I give my final calibration.
I don't think you need to taste rind in Stilton. I think you should taste under the rind, but
I've got a bit of both. Again, it's really nutty.
can you taste that bit that's not blue up towards the top?
Yeah, what he here?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's like a quarter of the cheese. That needs to
Okay.
taste nice too.
And that tastes different again. So that part is that is this part here, and this shows us some inconsistencies with this cheese because the three different parts I've tasted are so very different. This part is actually quite floral and nutty and has that desirable blue cheese flavour. But it's very different to any other blue cheese I've tried. It's really herbaceous and floral. This part is smoke. I can only describe it as smoky bacon. I wonder if that's from the animal rennet that's probably been used in it, that animal meatiness. And then yeah, it's very woody at the edge and very very nutty. I just
So, so appearance, because I'm conscious that we need to shimmy along.
yeah,
It's interesting, but very concerning due to its very great variability across the cheese.
I would say appearance. I mean, what's your take as a cheese guy? What are you? I'm thinking a seven.
I think the appearance is representing what it is, which is like three different cheeses in one.
Yeah, or six.
So I would go six,
Yeah,
or six and a half or something.
let's go six. Um,
Aroma, I think that's
Aroma.
on
I
you.
think the aroma is beautiful. So it's very unusual. It really is like anyone who's had that acorn liqueur from Estremadura in Spain. It just smells exactly like that. It's really
Yeah, I can
appealing.
get that down my local pub. It's really common.
I'm gonna give the smell a nine. It's really
Awesome.
really delicious. Um, The texture, I'm going to go in again. I think it was um I mean, obviously at the rind it is different. It is different. It's a little bit fudgier and denser there, but actually the actual paste in this area is good. But I'm going to have to take a few marks off for it be for the differentiation. I'm probably going to give the texture a 7.
Okay.
And then
And then overall flavour?
flavour, I'm going to have to give a 13, and that's purely because it's incredibly salty. I like salt, but this is very, very oversalted. But for the cheesemaker, I would say you've got some really interesting, exciting flavors in there. The bacony, smoky part, this sort of more floral, and then the fact you've got real nuttiness towards the rind. There's so much potential here. But I just would you're very much whacked in the face with salt at the beginning, and that sort of affronts everything else. So
What does that give it, Karen?
Gives it a 35.
So middle bronze.
Yep.
That seems fair, doesn't it?
yeah,
So, because it's so interesting.
it's a shame. It has some really interesting flavors and smells, that one, but just put less salt in it, please.
Just what I'm writing for you. Uh, moving on to A20 1150, please.
1150.
Our penultimate
Okay.
cheese.
Ta-da! Oh, sorry, I missed a bit of plastic off there, and it sticking to my hand. So this is another sort of Goudery type cheese. And this one's got a much thinner rind than the previous one. It's only about 1.5 centimeters. So you've got a little bit more of the supple, cheesy part in this. It's got eyes fairly evenly throughout it on this side. The other side a little bit less so. I'm gonna give it a sniff. The smell is quite okay. It's got like a little bit of a smoky, a kind of smoky. It smells very umami. Charlie, that's my
Again, it's Gouda style.
yeah,
We would expect it to be caramel led or something like that.
yeah. So the smell is
Are there any caramel notes?
it smells sweet, almost like maple, sweet mapley bacony
Oh, that's
smell.
nice.
Yeah. Ooh. Again, I'm going to plain and chop. Okay. So this is the plain side. So it's got quite a few holes throughout and eyes throughout it. This is a crumbled or a top bit. And here it is planed. I'm going to go in for a little taste. Let's go with this first. Mmm. Very smooth. So another similar cheese we tried today had quite a granular, oily texture. This is a lot more consistent. So the paste is much smoother, and it's just coating my palate in quite an even way. Flavor, I am getting some of that baconiness I could smell. But I wonder if it's the same maker because it's also oversalted.
Okay, and are you getting a caramel base to it?
Only a little bit. It's overridden by the salt.
And is it cream or savory salt, savory?
It's got a save. It's catching me with some savoriness on the edges of my tongue, but I've mostly got salt, like acrid salt going towards the back, and a little bit of caramel sweetness at the front. I'd want this to be a bit more caramel butterscotch forward. I'm looking for more sweetness from this cheese, but I think I find that bacony element quite interesting.
Okay, so it's got some positives. It's not what you're expecting.
Yeah. So appearance, I'm gonna go for probably an 8.5.
Okay.
On this. Um,
Aroma.
aroma is the aroma is quite pleasant. It could be more complex than it is. I mean, but I'm getting bacon and butter, but not. I have to really search for it. I have to go
That's all
quite
the
close
food
in.
groups.
I can add. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Texture, it's quite smooth. It's not separating my palate. It's doing what I would expect it to do. So I'm going to give that an 8.5. And the flavour, I feel like they need to dial the salt back a little bit, and let that caramel come through. We want a bit more sweetness in the cheese. I don't want it to be bitter, and that's my overriding sensation at the back end is I've got some bitterness with me. I wouldn't expect that from this kind of cheese. I'm going to give it 14.5.
Okay. Is that bronze?
5. Yes.
Marvelous.
And then the final cheese of the day is A20 1190.
Okay, let me just sweep it down. A lot of cheese particles here now.
That's a lot of cheeses eaten.
I know. Here we go. This is a
That's
very,
looking orangey. It's looking
very,
annatto-y.
there is a lot of annatto in this. It's almost got a painterly, watercolory, mottled colour. And then the rind is really nicely developed.
Uh-huh. So it's quite aged by the looks of things.
Yeah, quite aged, a very dry rind. You can see we're going about a centimetre, to some points, a centimetre and a half into the cheese with the rind.
That's looking attractive to me.
Yeah, it does. It looks proper
So
in
are
it.
we thinking this is an aged cheddar of some form? Cheshire, pardon me. It's not
I
a
need
red
to taste.
Leicester.
No, because the curd looks a bit open. Before I cut it, it looks a bit open.
Uh-huh.
Before I've cut it,
We'll get it in there, break it up. Let's see what it is. I think that's Cheshire.
yeah,
It's Cheshire.
yeah. It's a much more open curd than you'd get with a cheddar.
I was wondering whether it might be a double Gloucester or something like that, but it definitely looks Cheshire, an old
Well,
Cheshire to me.
the
The aroma.
smell, it's aged clarified butter. It's a little bit of salinity. It's not really an overpowering smell. Even the rind just smells sort of aged, like you would expect a cloth bound rind to smell.
Mhm.
Okay. There's a couple little nuggets from inside.
I want to know what it tastes like. I'm sad I haven't got this cheese. Oh,
I'm sad you haven't.
It's very dry. It's incredibly dry. It's the point. It's quite hard to eat it. I'm going to plane a bit, as you can. If you can see, I'm going to take that other bit off there. I'll plane a bit for the camera.
Yes,
Oh God,
see.
it's really hard to do that. But let me just do a
is
bit
it?
here. I'll show. It's
It
very.
looks like the inside is much paler than the outside.
Yeah.
It's very
It's not
crumbly.
smoked or something, is it? Or am
It's
I?
not. Do you know? It's not
That's
smoked. It
exactly
feels
what
like
it does suggest.
kind of show you. It's so dry inside.
Wow.
Um, it's another one where it feels like it tastes like the milk has been burnt. I'm
Okay.
getting like a sour cream. It's like a really sharp sour cream flavor or creme fraiche, but it's the driest cheese. It's probably one of the driest cheeses I've ever put in my mouth. I'm sorry again, cheesemaker. Um, it's just it just breaks into tiny loads of dry little pieces, and the overriding flavor is just that creme fraiche and sour cream. I'm not getting any I'm not getting any buttery notes. I'm not getting any of the age, that it was very clearly aged.
Yeah, and yet
But
it's not
Needs to be
totally
aged.
metabolized.
but actually the aging, I think, has just dried the cheese out. It hasn't given it any nuance, or it's
It's
very,
not
very
developed in
one.
any way.
No, it's not. It hasn't. It's like when you've aged a bottle of wine and then you open it up and
It's gone too
it's
far.
gone vinegary. It's gone too far. I would like to see more
All right.
sweetness. I'd like to see more
So
texture.
appearance, you can give
Yeah.
it a good score because
Oh
it's
yeah, appearance. I would give it a 9.5. I think it's the right. That you can see the rind as you go into it. It's a little bit.
yeah.
Aroma. I'm going for a 7 because
Okay.
it was okay. The texture is a 3. It's really,
Oh,
Wow.
hello.
and I'm
Okay.
very sorry, cheesemaker. It's I can't describe. It's making my mouth. It's making all the moisture come out of my mouth. It's so dry.
Desiccating.
And you can just honestly, you can really see the difference in color there where I've planed it. It's so brittle. Um, and the flavor, it's gonna be an 8. I have to be brutal. It just really,
If it is what
um,
it is, Charlotte, it is what it is.
yeah.
You
It's
can't take risks without occasionally making bad cheeses. It's just the way
I
it is.
know. I feel bad, but
It
it is.
feels like it's been over dried.
It's
So
just
where does that leave us,
power.
Cara? Because I'm guessing that is falling out the
Well,
bottom of comfortably.
I can tell you that the winning cheese in this class was cheese number A20 1069.
And which is that?
That was your camembert style one.
Oh, good for that. I feel sad, Charlotte, you couldn't taste that. That
I
was
know. I'll just, I would say I'll go and buy one later, buy a camembert later, but I've got enough cheese to last me a lifetime.
Brilliant. So, chaps, we'd like to thank Butler's Cheeses for sponsoring our aprons once again this year, and Miller's for becoming our cracker sponsor with their delicious Miller Damsel crackers. Charlie and Charlotte, wow, it's been a tough morning. Thank you for all your support and your really brilliant feedback, which has been fantastic. This cheese will go through to the Supreme Final on Wednesday, the 17th of June, revealing the very best of British and Irish cheese. The day will culminate in us crowning our 2026 champion. Once again, thank you so much for your support, guys.
No
thank
problem.
you.